Right, there's going to be an election on the 4th of July, and I'm seeing people say things like, why are the politicians, why are they coming up with absolutely wacko policy ideas? Why are they doing these crazy photo calls? Why are they making prats of themselves if they've got an election to win? Well, it's really simple, and it's a lot simpler than the usual suspect pub bore podcasters will have you believe. Because rule number one, if you want to win an election, rule number one is you need to make sure that everybody knows there's going to be an election. And when you step outside the political and the media bubble, right now there are tens of thousands of people in the UK who do not know that there's an election scheduled for the 4th of July. Thousands and thousands of people who don't know. They've turned off the news, they're not interested, they're disengaged, maybe some of them are a bit thick, but they don't know that there's an election on the 4th of July. So rule number one, if you want to win an election, make sure everybody knows when the election is. If you're the Conservatives, on the face of it, it's quite simple. Well, we won the last time, let's just get all these people voting for us again, and then we'll win again. But their party pollster campaign experts will have told them, well, you can forget that, because Liz Truss wrecked the economy, and there's a whole group of people, yes, they did vote Conservative last time, but there's no way they're going to do it again, because you knackered it. So then they've got to think, okay, well, what about people maybe that they might hold conservative values, they could vote for us, but they didn't last time. What can we do to appeal to them? So then they say, well, who are these people? And what they'll find is, typically, these people are of an older demographic, and they're the kind of people who wander around muttering things like, do you know what would sort the country out? Bring back national service. Now, it seems to me that young people are the sole remaining constituent group in our society that it's okay to discriminate against. Now, we saw that with the treatment during COVID, where they got their education taken off them. We see it now with this daft idea. I mean, it's irrelevant really because it's not going to happen anyway. But it's exactly the sort of thing that, number one, gets a huge amount of attention, did a really good job over the weekend telling everybody there's going to be an election. And number two, it's the sort of thing that could pull in people that think they hold conservative values, but that didn't vote Conservative last time. It plants that seed. It will have won some people over. We know, and you'll know that, data tells us, regular market research tells us, there's a whole constituent group of people in the UK, typically they are older, who think we should bring back some form of national service. There are also a group of people that think we should bring back the death penalty. I guess that one just is a bit too extreme for them at the moment. Again, it backs up my theory that it's okay to discriminate against young people, but we wouldn't even discriminate against convicted killers. Probably flies in the face of human rights legislation and all that. But young people, to hell with them. They're fair game. They'll take what we give them. But that's why they're doing this, and all the politicians are doing it. It's not as sophisticated or as nuanced as some of the so-called experts will have you believe. What they're doing at the moment is make sure everybody knows there's an election. And secondly, what can we do to just appeal to our supporters? You see all the discussion and debate on social media. It's all about trying to convert people. Political parties don't do that. They know the supporters that they have, and all they're looking to do is get those supporters to vote for them this time. And that's what this is about.